of you may be waking up to see this in your front yard. The white stuff coming down overnight, a quick burst of flakes falling in our area. We have details on where coming up. Yeah, here in Hampstead, we're seeing about a ½ inch of some fluffy white snow out here. Really only hitting the exposed grassy areas in parts of Pender County. If we walk around this way, though, what you're going to see is that the roadways are clear, and that's the most important thing as you're heading out the door this morning. There's not going to be too many icy patches on the roadway. Still, the message we want to get out those to be cautious in these situations at all times. Also, dress warmly because these temperatures are biting and they are expected to continue to be in the record lows all through Saturday. If we take a look at some video of this snow coming down last night, some of these bursts of flakes lasting anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes max, quickly falling in these areas. Very isolated incidents, though. We have been seeing it in Rocky Point, here in Hampstead, Curry, Dublin, Elizabethtown. A few other people posting photos on our webpage. Some from Wallace, even seeing a few flakes there as well. Pender County school officials having a 1-hour delay this morning. They want to make sure that they have time to prepare before students get there, saying that while temperatures aren't expected to significantly rise in that 1-hour delay, they want to make sure that school buses are ready, that they're heated, that classrooms have heat before students get there, that they are just fully prepared in every way for not just the snow that's on the ground right now, but also just these chilly temperatures in general. We're going to be out here all morning with the very latest on this, but main message: snow on the ground. Roads are clear, though, but still be cautious as you're heading out the door this morning. Live in Pender County, Caitlin Stansel for Carolina in the Morning. And now that the sun is up, we're getting a better look at the snow that is left behind from that quick burst of flakes falling just 10 to 30 minutes for about ½ an inch of this to cover the ground, really the exposed grassy areas. You can see these bushes here beside me got a few flakes on them as well. But the main story this morning is that the temperatures continue to be very cold. You mentioned that in your forecast, Gannon. And that's why we're saying that this snow, it's going to blanket this area, and while it is eventually going to dissipate, it may stick around for a few hours just because of these cold temperatures holding it onto the ground here. The good thing, though, is that these roadways are open, they are clear, and for the most part dry. Along the edges of the asphalt, there are a few patchy puddles that have some ice covering them. So it's always a good time to get that message out there to be cautious as you're heading out the door. Be aware of your surroundings and those driving around you as well. If we can take a look at some video, I don't know if we have it attached here or not, but that burst of those flakes coming out of the sky last night between 10 and midnight, coming down very fast, very quickly, and again, blanketing this area. Meteorologist heaven is what I like to call this, because Lauren Rottenkrantz, Patrick Ellis heading out late last night to get us this video and to just give you an idea of how fast it was coming down. We're here in Hampstead, but it also hit a few other isolated areas like Rocky Point, Dublin, Curry, Elizabethtown. So as you're heading out your door this morning, you may be seeing the white stuff covering your lawn. We're going to be out here for the next ½ hour, but for now, back to you guys in the studio. Good morning, Gannon. You get a better picture of what it looks like here in Pender County. We are in Hampstead, just off of US 17. About ½ an inch of snow coming in overnight between 10 and midnight, falling very quickly in this area. Also a few other isolated areas around southeastern North Carolina, like Rocky Point, Elizabethtown, seeing some snow, as well as Dublin and Curry. And while it's a pretty picture-perfect scene, the roads are actually pretty clear this morning. There may be a few patchy areas, like, just for an example, kind of hard to see here, but right here in this parking lot of the Wilco Hess, there is an icy patch, and that's something that you want to be on the lookout for, especially if you're stepping onto your sidewalk, heading out the door this morning. Even on the roadways along the asphalt, the edges of the asphalt here, there are some puddles that could be icy at this point. But other than that, you're just dealing with these chilly, cold temperatures that are not expected to end until this weekend. And those chilly temperatures going to keep this snow here for at least a little while longer until the sun makes it dissipate here in Pender County. It came down very quickly. If we take a look at some video, our meteorologists Lauren Rottenkrantz and Patrick Ellis heading out overnight last night to get some of the video, seeing these snowflakes coming down very quickly in Pender County. And that really paints the scene of how fast those flakes were coming down and why it is now blanketed across many of your front lawns this morning. We've been out here all morning talking about, again, those chilly temperatures, so make sure as you're heading out the door, bundle up. If you're out here for more than 10 minutes, you're going to already start feeling those effects of the cold weather, the runny nose. My hands are already getting a little chilly. So bundle up, wear the hat, wear the scarf, or the jacket. And that is our story this morning. Chilly temperatures, some isolated snow across southeastern North Carolina. But back to you guys in the studio.
All right, Caitlin, and you can stay up to date on the winter weather with Fox.
And a quick dusting of snow in our area, but it's the cold temperatures that are what's going to last through this weekend. We're going to have details on where we're seeing this quick dusting of snow across our area straight ahead. Gannon, there's about half an inch of snow here in Hampstead right off of Highway 17, just enough to stick to the bottom of your shoes, leave some footprints behind. But the main thing that we're feeling this morning are these very cold, biting temperatures. The snow expected to linger around a little longer because of those temperatures, but once the sun comes out, we should see it fading away. Now, most of the roadways are clear. I drove between Rocky Point and here in Hampstead just to check out the areas that are seeing this snowfall from overnight. And what I saw on the roadways was, again, they were pretty much dry, but there are some puddles along the sides that were iced over a bit. And this gas station here kind of gives a good example of what we're seeing. There are just a few patches of icy areas. We saw the gas station attendant out here earlier. She was putting some salt down on these in the main areas where people are walking and driving in to pump gas into their cars. But when you take a look at some video from overnight, you can see just how quickly these snowflakes were coming down. Very isolated areas though. Dublin, here in Hampstead, Rocky Point, Curry, Elizabethtown, those areas, seeing these flakes, you might be waking up this morning looking out your window and seeing a blanket of white across your front lawn. But again, it's just about half an inch of snow. And we want to get that message out there while the roadways are mostly dry, to be aware as you're heading out the door, be cautious. This is one of those situations where you just want to be aware of your surroundings if there are some patchy areas of ice on the roadways. And Pender County school officials also want to be cautious this morning. They have issued a 1-hour delay for students coming into school. They want to make sure that those buses are working, that they can get those heated, as well as the classrooms, and wanting to remind you to bundle your kids up if you do have to send them out to the bus stop, or even just take them into school. Put those jackets on, the hats, the scarves, gloves, very important this morning as well. These chilly temperatures, even out here for just a little bit of time, your nose starts running, you already start to feel the effects. We're going to be out here live for the next half hour, but for now, back to you guys in the studio. And just into our newsroom, Pender County Schools announcing that they are closed today as a quick burst of flakes blankets parts of Pender County here with snow. We're going to have more coming up on road conditions and what you can expect as you head out the door as Carolina in the Morning continues now. Like you mentioned, these are very isolated areas that are seeing snow in their front yards. Just about half an inch. What you see here, your foot, as soon as you step on it, your footprint kind of makes it disappear. Road conditions, though, very good this morning. I mean, they are dry, pretty clear. You're just going to see a few puddles along the side of the roadways that may be icy, so be cautious as you're heading out the door. Just be aware of your surroundings as you're driving through. Now, these flakes came down very quickly, as Gannon mentioned. 10 to 30 minutes max for it to blanket areas like Hampstead, parts of Rocky Point, Elizabethtown, Curry, and Dublin. If we can take a look at some video, you can see just how quickly these flakes are coming down. This is like meteorologist heaven. Lauren Rautenkrantz and Patrick Ellis, they headed out last night to get video of the snow coming down. It was between 10 and midnight last night in parts of these areas where it came down. Now, what we're seeing is that these cold temperatures, it's probably going to make the snow stick around for a little while until the sun comes out, really makes it start to dissipate at that point. But the condition is pretty good this morning, except for Pender County Schools just announcing that they are closing school for today. So your kids want to get out and make a little snowman. This is some fluffy white snow here. Going to pick it up and give you a little look at it. I mean, these are big flakes that were coming down. Beautiful white snow. And this is what you're seeing as you're heading out your door this morning if you're, again, in parts of Pender County and across a few other isolated areas in southeastern North Carolina. For now, back to you guys in the studio.